I love you, Lord. Oh, your mercy never fails me. And all my days I've been held in your hand. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. 'Cause all my life you have been faithful, and all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You will lead me through the fire, and in darkest night you were close like no other. I've known you as a father, I've known you as a friend, and I have lived in the goodness of God, yeah. And all my life you have been faithful. Oh, and all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God, yeah. 'Cause your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I'm surrendered now. I give you everything. 'Cause your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Oh, 'cause your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I'm surrendered now. I give you everything. 'Cause your goodness is running, it keeps running after me. And all my life you have been faithful, and all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I'm gonna sing of the goodness of God. I'm gonna sing, I'm gonna sing. Oh, 'cause all my life you have been faithful, and all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I'm gonna sing of the goodness of God. Oh, I'm gonna sing of the goodness of God. With every breath, over all my days.
Good evening, Alberton Methodist Church. My name is Wayne Bainton, and I've been asked to do tonight's devotion for you. And I've decided to keep it in line with the theme that Jeff's been going with, and that's on the Jeremiah 29 verse 11. Jeremiah 29 verse 11 for me is an important verse. It's a verse of promises, but sometimes we struggle to get our heads around what God is trying to say to us in that verse. I know I do. I know that I'm battling with it at the moment, especially in today's times, in the midst of this whole COVID operation and the race issues that are happening in America and black versus white, and the world is in turmoil. But Jeremiah 29 verse 11, I understand the various versions that there are, and I decided to just break it down a little bit and go with the simpler version from the Message. And it reads like this. It says, "This is God's word on the subject. As soon as Babylon's 70 years are up, and not a day before, I'll show up and take care of you, as I promised, and bring you back home. I know what I'm doing. I have it all planned out. Plans to take care of you, not to abandon you, and to give you the future you hope for." So I broke it down a little bit, and I put myself into having conversations with my earthly father when he was still alive, when my dad was still alive. And the first part reads like this. I know what I'm doing. Often I would ask my father in conversations, especially when we were in business together, what are you doing? As if he didn't have the experience in what he was doing. And I'd get an answer like this. Hey boy, I know exactly what I'm doing. Now relax and trust me. And I think this is what God is trying to say to us in the first section of it. When he says, I know what I am doing. We don't have to question what God's about. We know what he's doing. We have to believe and have to trust him. The second part is, I have it all worked out. If God knows the amount of hairs that are on one's head, and he takes care of the flowers in the field, do you think for 1 minute he hasn't got your life worked out? We need to know that we can trust God through everything. This whole pandemic, through our businesses, through our family lives, we need to know that we can trust God with everything. When I heard this part, I felt like that conversation I was having with my earthly father again. And I have the comforting words of a situation that I found myself in, where he would say, I have it all worked out for you already. My dad was a great guy when it came to business, and he would always have things one step ahead of the game, and he would have a game plan. Just as God's got a game plan for our lives in this verse, Jeremiah 29:11. So we can take things and we can believe and we can trust that God has everything worked out for us in our lives. It says, plans to take care of you, not to abandon you, plans to give you the future that you hope for. What do you hope for in your life? I think at the moment we're all hoping that we can come back to a praise and worship service where we can stand together as one again in the house of the Lord. I think that God's plan is to give us something bigger, something greater. And I think he's got a big surprise waiting for us when we do gather in a few months' time or a few weeks' time, or whenever his plan is to get us all into his house again to worship. I think we're going to be surprised, and we're going to have a great thing that's going to be happening and a great thing that's going to be taking part. In conjunction with this verse, I wanted to just bring into something as well. We need not fear if we have faith and we have the trust in God that we as Christians should have. 365 times in the Bible it states, do not fear. So why do we have to fear this pandemic? Why do we have to fear what's happening? Yes, I agree, we need to take the precautions and we need to take measures to prevent ourselves from getting ill, etc., etc. But we need not fear it. So have faith that God has got everything planned out for us. And take Jeremiah 29:11, bury it deep inside your heart, and know that God's plans are far greater than what we can ever imagine. I wish you all a pleasant evening and hope to see you soon.
my soul will rest in